going to be able to cast our guild mage like on turn 2.
Then he can get killed long before we have any use for him.
Then we can put Way of the Thief on him.
And just have him running amok.
Look out, world.
Starring Corey Haim.
Has anything ever really starred Corey Haim or just like
Featured him?
Yeah.
I'm sure some prison rape scenes have.
Touche.
This guy, I think, has a rather aggressive deck, John.
Got him
does.
right in the Goonies.
Oh, and see, that's perfect. Perfect draw.
Say it. Say synergy. Say
No.
it.
Say it.
Axebane Guardian's gonna get us to the promised land. Now, what I'm not sure about is whether or not I just trade off the Guild Mage with his Gorehouse. I kind of think we have to, because he's down to 3 cards in his hand. So I think it's more important that we either draw out some sort of
Trickery.
Blood Rush.
Yeah, Blood Rush, or get his actual relevant creature off.
That's what I called my penis. My relevant creature.
Oh, I thought you meant Blood Rush.
No. No, I call it my relevant creature.
Relevant creature.
So, with our double card there,
Yes.
and an Axebane Guardian, how much does it cost? It costs 5?
It costs 6.
6, okay.
But with 2 Axebane Guardians,
Suddenly we're rocking.
if only they could actually block the Nimbus.
Then the
Sort
world
of,
is your
but-
mana oyster.
But it's actually not too bad. If we put down another Axebane Guardian next turn, and then the turn after that we do Nimbus Swimmer for like X equals 6 or something.
Sure, sure.
And then we could be really pissed when he burns it.
I'm willing to draw out the... Go on. Blood Rush.
Yeah, we're tapped out.
Do it.
What you gonna do?
We're helpless. We'll just lose. We need him for our 4th color in the deck. You know you want to kill him.
Or just bounce, whatever. Either way. Do something though.
Use your turn to pump a worthless lizard.
That's sadly what my wife calls my penis.
God, stop telling us these things.
I have no other friends.
This may be the reason.
Magic the Gathering?
Yep. The fact that you'll come to my house on Wednesday nights to play Magic the Gathering, and that's the social event for the week. No wonder you have no other friends.
So, guy I work with, they're starting up a new D&D group, and today he's doing it very differently. So tonight it's just him making a character and coming up with backstory for just him. Like each individual player is going to get their own week of like a one-on-one like backstory leading up to the time where they're all together for the first time.
Really?
And all their backstories will coincide in a way that they aren't aware of yet until they get there.
Sure.
You know? So it's rife with disaster,
Oh, yeah.
but I applaud him just for the effort.
No, it's the kind of thing that could definitely lead to the game never actually happening.
Yes, because 2 people will invariably argue and come to blows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is why we're always like, we just blow past that shit because it takes too long. But the point is, they're role-playing and I'm not.
Yes.
And for that, I both envy and hate him. That's all I had.
Okay. We were almost there. If we had drew a land instead of this Krasis,
We were 1.
then I think we could have enchanted him with Way of the Thief, given him arm to get double strike, and we could have won on one turn.
That would have been neat.
Can we? Ooh, we could Blood Rush armed and Way of the Thief, and still win on one turn. Tap out.
You gotta tap out.
Got the tap out.
Come on, man. Let's
That-
just ask him.
You
Let's
would
just say,
officially
hey,
never see that shit.
can you do
coming.
us a favor and just like spend all your mana? No reason.
No, he's not gonna win if he spends all his mana, right?
He might.
I think we're safe at 10. That might be a mistake.
10's always been my comfort zone.
Well, see, the thing is the 20 is his comfort zone, and apparently that may not work out for him.
Well, they should have gone to fucking 30. Shouldn't they have?
Hmm.
If he has that ogre that he can Blood Rush and give him double strike, then we're dead. No, we're not. Then he'd get to... He'd deal 9.
Well, apparently this is a very hard decision.
Hmm.
Did
What
you do
just
it?
happened?
He basically tapped out to get us to 2. So this is going... This is why you tune in, folks.
Oh, wait. Should we type GG?
That does seem
Like something I would do?
like something we would do, but... Now, I hope I did the math wrong and this doesn't work. I think we're actually going to deal 22 damage.
Spreadsheet man for the win.
Okay.
Oh, why do we not have the chat window open up? I want to see if he's gonna fucking pitch a fit.
There isn't anything for 1 green that
Like his flash or anything.
I can't think of anything.
Oh shit!
Did he comment?
No,
No.
Oh,
he
that's awesome.
took it.
he just took it like that's a champ. He took it on the chin, man.
It's Drew Miller.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah. He is very professional. If there's one word to describe Drew Miller, professional.
There's one word described to Miller. It's.
Hey, look, it's
There we go.
But we have several mana.
George called it. I'm not going to mulligan. Yes, we know that he has an incredibly aggressive deck and that was a mistake. But
Mm.
ooh. Yeah, he might be like all in on the crazy aggro.
Yeah, what was your clue?
Well, this guy's like,
Was it the numerous Blood Rush cards that he played last game?
that was
The
part
red,
of
the
it.
red green.
But this
land
guy's
on the board?
crazier than that. There's a modern deck that only uses the spells you can cast for free, Phyrexian mana,
Yeah,
Okay.
and also like there's these packed cards that when you cast them,
yeah.
or if they do they have to resolve anyway, all this free stuff, and you just dump your hand and give him +2 +1/+1 counters, all in your first turn and try to win.
Kinky.
Then someone lightning bolts you and
You're like, son of. Oh, well, it was a good run while it lasted.
tear up the cards, quit the game again. Oh, that actually is going to be very nice on turn 3.
Yeah. Unleash this.
And we understand that our life total is going to be a little bit lower than his.
But apparently that doesn't matter because we can get one below.
Part of the game. Although these guys might be really bad against him. Did he ever cast an instant or sorcery? Or was it just creatures?
Technically, Blood Rush is instant speed.
Ooh, Dynacharge. We're going to be able to steal his Dynacharge. Oh no, he exiled it. Never mind.
We always run into the anti-us. Talent, my anti-us.
Oh, I think we want the Axebane Guardian.
Sure.
Yeah, he'll get through for a little bit more damage, but
then we can use him in order to hopefully get that stupid big blue. You know, a 5/5 flyer is never unwelcome,
it's true.
even if it doesn't do anything else for us.
And if we cast Nivix Cyclops, then the Guardian could make 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he had 5/1 Blood Rush guy, what could he deal here? He could have gotten us down to 2.
Our lunch, it is being eaten.
That's what we get for building a combo deck.
It's a Johnny combo
Okay, we're just a little short.
Like 13 life short.
Something like that. I don't play with exact numbers, but he's mono-screwed. That's positive. Okay, if you have the trick, you win. You have the trick.
Wow, we're both like big fuck off decks. We kill him. We do 22 points to him. He just whittles us down to nothing in 4 rounds.
Right. So, what would be good versus
a different deck type.
him? He has a lot of 3. So, like, Stonefair Crocodile might trade better. I'm wondering whether we need our Primordials. Because honestly, at best, are we stealing like a Dynacharge?
Yeah,
or
something stupid.
I think mostly it's that it's a 5/5 flyer, and he doesn't really seem to have any answer to flight.
That's true. So having 1 wouldn't be bad. And then maybe Crocodile is the other thing.
Crocodile Gandhi.
Yes. This time we get to play first, so we should have a little bit more acceleration. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Couple turd thurns.
Turd Thurns.
Turd
huh?
thurns.
Turd Ferguson.
Check it out.
Mulligan. Mullet. So if we get a blue, that guy, we could evolve with the crocodile, then we could evolve with him, then we could probably evolve with him, and this guy could actually be pretty big.
That would be neat.
All it takes is an island.
I like the idea of actually using this evolve mechanic instead of it just sitting there and doing nothing for us.
Yes. That has been one of the weaknesses in the past.
I wish we had something to punch that guy in the face. It's
Yeah,
starting
we
to
don't have
piss
any
me off.
removal. That was an oversight on our part.
Mm.
Or a running theme. You make the call.
So but if he doesn't have a spell to cast and exile, then it's just a 1/2.
Sure. What if he has that card that
Dean Touch.
huh?
He went all in on this
On that
strategy.
card.
Yep.
So if we eliminate that card,
Man, you know what would be a really good card with that card? Like that.
Void Wielder.
I was gonna go with that spell that gives you +5/+5.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I just saw it. It was like 2 costs, but it would have meant that he was doing like 7 points of damage or something right there.
Oh, the Fido Burst.
Sure.
+5/+5. But the spell doesn't resolve. You have to exile it before it resolves.
Oh. Weird.
Vital Burst is the worst gum I've ever had.
It's not good.
Mm-mm. Tastes like electrolytes.
So salt.
Sure.
That'd be a very bad gum.
I'm going to block him. Okay. So now we have enough to play one spell.
It's one spell.
If we had blue, we could have enough to play 2. So let's cast this guy. The next turn, we'll be able to.
To do something.
Brew for 1. Oh, I finally got into the Card Hunter beta.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's not bad.
It.
You know, Bob's favorite game of all time. What do you think?
That was like the most George-esque thing that he could have ever said. Eh.
Oh yeah, there was a point where we were playing the initial 30 level characters that you're then told you can't play,
Yeah.
and I stepped behind a pillar with the dwarf.
You did what?
Well, there was a pillar. There was a pillar in the room.
Yeah.
I stepped behind it with a dwarf,
Why is there not a pillar in this room?
and then I ended up with 2 lizard dudes on either side of the pillar, and
What?
used a cleave attack to kill both of them.
So it was you, a dwarf, and 2 lizard dudes hiding behind a pillar
Yes, and then I cleaved them to death.
with your big axe.
Yes.
I suspect
But it was awesome. It was like,
He's
huh,
going to-
all right, that was pretty good.
Shenanigans.
Blood Rush.
And I
Go.
killed the dragon without losing anybody. Felt pretty good about that.
Yeah. It's a great game.
That is not marvelous. Okay.
We're boned.
Oh, we're boned.
We're boned. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've seen boned before. And that's what this looks like.
I think we're completely boned.
We're wall of boned.
Take this.
We'll take
I
that
would
like
have
a
been
man.
happier if I'd drawn a land, yes, but can't always get what you want.
And in this case, we can't even get what we need. Because what we need is land. And for him to not have that stupid card.
Well, my thing is, we would have really been boned if we had tried to double block this guy and then he decided to cast it.
Sure.
So losing the Cyclops to it,
Was annoying, but
Yeah.
not as bad as it could have been.
yeah.
On the other hand, I will say that the amount of fireworks that I have heard in my neighborhood, at least, has been much less than last year in terms of lead up to.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah, but-
last year, holy crap.
In your neighborhood, those are gunshots.
Well, there have been a lot fewer murders then.
You're normally the one firing the gun.
Then clearly, people are not listening to my orders.
Okay.
Anytime now, buddy. Da, 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 da.
Well, this is just boring.
It is. And now he's just gonna have like fuck. Okay. This will have to do for fun. Okay, we at least now have enough blockers that we are opening ourselves up for a really grisly, horrible
Yeah.
situation.
I wish they had Legend of the Five Rings online.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool, and it would eliminate like almost all of the problems that I have with the game, as long as you have the option of playing pre-gold.
And if you had the option of playing just AI, because the problem with that game was other people.
No, the problem with that game was anything post Jade. Well, Pearl wasn't there, but once you get to gold, it kind of starts going downhill. Once you hit diamond, it's just, hey guys, let's make the game unplayable.
Well done.
We're totally gonna do it too. Hey, we got a blue.
Yes.
It's too little, too late.
It might be. Remember, last time we won, it was because we
Drew exactly the right cards at exactly the right time.
we went off on a one-turn kill.
True.
We luck sacked it.
Mm-hmm.
We are made of luck sacks.
And we just got a 4/4 flyer who helped to evolve another one of our creatures.
Kinky.
So if we put the Way of the Thief on something, like maybe the Stonefair Crocodile who can get lifelink, like if we had one more mana, we could start gaining 5 life each turn as we're dealing 5.
I'd be okay.
I wish he was playing the 3 cards he had in hand, like specifically laying down land and saying go, but we haven't completely lost.
All right.
Yeah, that number has to go to 0 before we completely lost.
He laid down a land, so now we only have to worry about 2 cards.
Passing out, Miles?
No.
Is your back itchy or something?
Stupid. Shoulder.
Lousy side effects of morphine.
Mm-hmm.
So itchy.
Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm going to guess Dynacharge. I'm going to guess the best answer for that is to really overcommit. So what happens?
Kinky.
You make the call. I mean, at 5 life, we couldn't let anything go unblocked
Right.
because he could easily just.
We could just blood rush to death, truthfully, anyway.
And I put, Weapon Surge. That
Hurts.
hurts. Kills 2 of our creatures.
What does Weapon Surge do?
Gives everything first strike and +1/+0. Our Nimbus Swimmer is still living though. It would kill that guy now. What else is coming? His other card is
Neck Punch.
So whatever was cost 5, right? Because you tap all 5 mana, right? Or do you only tap 4?
massive raid. Okay, so that guy will
Massive
die.
roids. Oh, we lost.
That,
That pretty much sealed the deal.
that was painful.
Yikes.
Okay.
Who knew Drew Miller was so good?
So the best we can do.
Just die in our sleep.
Wow, that's the best we can do?
We gained 5. He would attack back for, at a minimum. I guess we could. No, if we block, then we wouldn't have a source for it. So if we don't attack, then we could cast this guy also. We'd have 2 blockers. Then if he has any creature that evolves this, we lose on the spot. If we attack for 5 and give him lifelink,
What if we don't attack and we give him lifeline?
if we don't attack and we don't give him lifelink yet, and then give him lifelink when he attacks,
Yeah.
then we'd be gaining 5 and losing whatever. That's probably our best bet.
Yay, I'm helping.
Good games either way this goes, he says.
Fair enough.
True that.
Mm-hmm.
Which means he thinks he's going to win.
Hey, it's Drew Miller. He always wins.
Drew Miller can't lose.
And he didn't draw a land.
Nope. It's almost as if he knew what he was going to draw.
I'm glad he programmed the randomization on this. So he's doing some really hard math right now.
Yeah. Can I do 9 damage? Pull the fucking trigger, Drew. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. He's down to 8 minutes and 56 seconds, but this is game 3, so
Well, he's contemplative.
I don't think it's realistic
well.
to think we're going to time him out on this one.
Not unless we can come up with some pretty serious nonsense.
So if we draw Rikthar,
Right.
we'd be in pretty good shape. If we drew our Primordial, we could use his massive raid to kill one of his creatures. Only gonna send that. You son of a bitch. That's a good play.
What's that? Oh.
He's only sending this, which could deal lethal. So we'll let him pump him up. And unfortunately, we had to block.
Will that get him enough to kill it too?
Yeah. So we'll gain our life, but we're trading a 2-for-1 for his freaking Bellows Lizard. Which doesn't feel like a good trade. Oh, lovely.
Wah, wah, wah.
That seems so powerful right now.
William Dollar Short.
Come on,
He owns a laundry
Rikthar or He played a mountain. That's good. At least he's having dead draws too.
We might just time him out.
So attacked with both. I would just block the. Okay, if he attacks with that, I'm gonna take it. If he has Blood Rush, so be it. But we're not gonna win if we chump. So we're not gonna win. What if we drew our Crisis Incubation?
That help?
It would it arrests his creature.
But when it unarrests, it's 15/15.
Come on, just mercy kill us. No.
What the fuck is that?
That's so funny.
You should cast it.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna gain us 2 life. Okay. So he will probably
Les sigh.
attack with everything. Maybe not. Maybe just attack with the 1 again. Oh, that's gonna evolve his guy.
Oy.
It's worse.
Well, we had 1 impressive win
We did.
and 2 crushing defeats.
Wasn't that 1 win fun?
They really did, like, you know, it salvaged the evening.
Okay. Is there any out I can play to? I think if I go here and go here, then if we get the primordial, we'd be able to. We're down to 2 creatures. Massive raid wouldn't get us there, but at least we'd be able to block. Oh, we could kill that with the massive raid. Oh, but with a trample, we're dead anyway.
Oh, well.
Yep. And what did we draw? Slime molding would have been a very large thing to block with, but
True.
there's the Crisis Incubation. Oh,
I
well.
just need to stall a few dozen more turns.
Well, we flew a little bit too close to the sun.
Really?
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that seems pretty poor for the cores, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, I stand. I stand.
Behind the idea of the yellow card.
Reassured. In my assessment, it's a boring ass set.
It did play out,
Exactly like that.
yeah, pretty boring. And George and I we thought it was just because we were playing on the new client.
Mm-hmm.
That was freaking awful.
Excruciating, but it might have been the set.
I don't think the set helps, but I
Yeah.
think it was also the client. The client is terrible.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I switch to that.
And yeah, no kidding.
Awesome.
Now, Return to Ravnica on its own seemed like a pretty decent set.
I agree. I was excited about Return to Ravnica.
Gate Crash was okay. It was a little.
Defender heavy.
I was gonna go the other way. Just
Defender light? My
yeah.
god.
Just aggro bash. Too many Boros decks just winning with that. But I don't know. Sometimes,
Like 50% of the time.
yeah, 50% of the time, Dragon's Maze added something good.
50%
And then
of
the other
time, it works
time,
every time.
You draft Rurkthar, and then never see him. That was this time. But a game where you can be at 2 life
Mm-hmm.
with nothing really good on board and kill them by dealing 22 damage.
Oh,
It's
hell
pretty
yeah.
cool. So the set has some interesting things, if that's
Sure.
a possibility.
If you just happen to draw all those cards.
Yes, which we did once.
Yep. So what have we learned? Those
Draw
double
only
cards
those cards.
things are fucking badass, man. Badass.
Best mechanic in the game.
Double cards?
Yep.
Or double strike?
Yes.
The one that does both.
Lucky Strike.
Lucky Strike is best mechanic in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What's the how does Lucky Strike work again?
You flip a coin.
Okay.
And if it comes up heads, then you punch the person across from you.
What happens if the coin lands on its edge?
On its edge,
Yeah.
then you have to play the "Why are you hitting yourself" game.
Okay. And so you said if it comes up heads, what about tails?
If it comes up tails, you have to cry like a ninny, and he will sit on your chest because obviously your opponent probably weighs 300 pounds. If
And,
he's a typical,
is male.
if he's a
because you said
typical,
he.
yeah, Pro Tour, if he's a typical Pro Tour player, then he's probably 300 pounds, and he gets to teabag you. And not just
During
because,
the game and
but
after?
that's not. Well, no, that's not on the card text. But the fact that he's a 300-pound guy sitting on you, you get teabagged.
Right. It
You
just
can't tell.
happens.
You don't realize it because you can't. No one. He hasn't seen it
Because
for
you're
15
desperately unconscious.
years. He doesn't even know he has nuts anymore. So he thinks it's just a fat roll hitting you in the face. Which by the way is what I call my penis. A fat roll hitting you in the face.
So, this episode's basically just what I call my penis.
That's what Bob's apparently turned it into.
50 ways to name your penis.
I think it's 50
50
things that Bob does not, in fact, call his penis.
50 ways to name your member.
And I think relevant creature is my favorite of the ones.
Probably, yeah. I like that too. I'm still relevant.
Begging for relevance. I'm a relevant creature, huh?
Come on. All right,
It's a
whatever.
lot of Scream movies, John.
But not all of them.
Nope. There's like at least 6, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Are we interrupting you?
Yeah, I have big things going on right now. I have to put Parker's clothes in the dryer
Oh.
whenever I go to bed.
Your brother got
3
Julian all
minutes from
worked
now.
up. He's still farming it.
That could be happening, but vomited in his sleep, so
Oh, that's always
yeah,
helpful. That's good.
there's no downside to that, right?
He's on his stomach, right?
Ish.
You can't fingerprint vomit.
Yeah,
All right,
so
well,
are we
that's it.
doing more or are we
No.
just done?
We're done.
We're done.
Yep, that's it.
Sad.
So you're saying we're not going to hang around to find out whether Dana or Jax wins round 1?
No.
Okay.
Who gives a shit? Dana does.
Hold on.
He does.
What are you doing?
Hey, let us know if you win.
Yep.
We're dying to know.
What? Who are you people? Wow. Holy shit, you the draft beer guy?
There we go.
Ah. He'd be like, you guys are blocked.
Yep.
Calling it work.
Go ahead. By the time you respond,